The Seton Catholic volleyball team is surging toward the finish line. The squad with 3 matches left as they look for their 3rd straight win. Tonight, they're on home court taking on the Coconino Panthers right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. Good evening, everyone. I'm Joe Pequeno alongside the doctor. That is Adam Perrion. And Doc, we've seen this Seton Catholic team really step up its game. Last 2 victories over Mesquite, Marcos, they got some momentum going.
Yeah, I mean, they're building momentum right when they need to, finishing the season strong, and I'm excited to see what they come out with today.
The squad, of course, now 14-12 and 2, looking for that 15th win. And of course, for all the seniors on this squad, they want to continue that momentum. Seniors like Michaela Bell not just want to get to the postseason, but they want to make a deep run.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this Seton team is geared up to do absolutely anything in the playoffs. I can see them going quite a long ways and even winning it all, as long as they can continue to play clean and focus volleyball. And, you know, tonight's a big night. Tonight's a statement night for them, and they have to continue this momentum.
So tonight they take on this Panthers team that's really struggling, a record of 4-19. And Doc, you've been in this situation on the diamond numerous times. You take on an opponent that's got nothing to lose, and you know you should win. How do you avoid complacency in this one?
You know, you just gotta lock in and just remember, do not play down to your opponent's level, no matter what. Imagine your opponent is, you know, the best volleyball team in the world, you know, a D1 school, Arizona, you know, anywhere. Just don't sink down to your opponent's level. Don't let your guard down, and, you know, keep up an aggressive pace of play.
Of course, Seton last year, when these 2 teams met right here at Seton Catholic, the Sentinels 1-3. Tonight, they look for a repeat performance and try to secure win number 15. The serves and spikes in the starting lineups coming up right here. The Doctor, Paulo Hutchison, Freddie the Flamingo, a slew of Seton Nation about to absorb this one. Locked and loaded right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. Win Last time out, a cruise control performance. Almost as cool as Adam Perry about to fire heat for the Chandler Gilbert baseball team in just a matter of months. Needs to say, Doc, a 3-set victory over Marcos where they were clicking in every facet.
Yeah, absolutely. And they a little bit in the first set, at the very start, they kind of played down to Denise's level. But right after that, I mean, it was just nonstop, foot, pedal to metal. And, you know, that's what we want to see from Seton tonight. And honestly, you could expect the same outcome here.
So the Sentinels are, of course, coming off that win. Ryland King with a team high 7 kills. Sophia Shalapur just an assist machine. 26 assists, and Emily Yaley with 7 digs. Sentinels average almost 10 kills, 13 digs, 9 assists, and almost 3 aces, and 1 block per set. We don't have the starting lineup for the Sentinels yet, but James Johnson, the head coach, is about to dial it in. He's just dropped it off at the scores table. So I will give you the Coconino starting lineup real quick. As we mentioned, this team has really struggled, a long season for the Panthers. But needs to say, it's not about looking back, it's about looking ahead, and that's all you can do for a program. They are led by number 5, outside hitter of the junior, Laurel Centerhouse. Number 9, Ava Gray, the libero. Number 10, Lucy Stigler. Number 11, Addison Callahan. You find her on the outside. Number 12, Riley Poulter. In the middle, some OPP. She might set as well. Number 13, Heidi Robles, middle blocker, OPP, and Hannah Thom. Or we're going to say Tom. And for all the Coconino fans out there, don't hate me because I don't know the proper pronunciation. And if you do want to hate me, you can direct all the traffic to Adam Perry at Chandler Gilbert and the baseball team. And they know I love them there. And that's Hannah Thom, the middle blocker, the sophomore. So I'm going to run over the scores table. I'm going to have Adam Perry dazzle you with his wit, charm, and all his volleyball insights that he can possibly provide on a great Monday night from John J. McMahon Gym.
Thank you, Joe, for handing it off to me here. And, you know, before we get into some volleyball, let's talk about some baseball here. Some exciting stuff from the D-backs tonight. And it looks like the Rangers have a high probability of, you know, ending up against the D-backs here in the World Series. And, you know, what an unlikely World Series matchup that would be, and an exciting one nonetheless. That's one I absolutely want to see. And, you know, obviously if the D-backs make it all the way to the World Series, as an Arizona native, you got to go to the game. You got to figure it out. No doubt, at least have a viewing party with family and friends. But that's going to be a classic World Series if the D-backs can make it all the way. A star-studded team are the D-backs. And speaking of star-studded, Seton Catholic Preparatory. They look good against Marcos Teniza in their last outing, 3-set sweep. And the way things are looking here today, they're poised to do the exact same thing. And what an absolute joy it is to watch this team come together as we approach the postseason. I mean, they turn it on when they need it, and right now they're on all the time. Heading into the postseason, they are looking sharp. They're looking to take it to Coconino here today at home. And as per usual, the large fan section for the Sentinels have shown up in big support here tonight.
So the starting lineups are in because I was swift and I moved quickly like a jungle cat to the scores table. Number 2, Madeline Bell, a middle hitter. She's a freshman, playing fantastic. Number 3, Fia Fisher, middle hitter, a sophomore. So AP right there, if you're a Sentinels fan, youth is served. You're going to love the future of this team.
Absolutely, and you know, no doubt, I touched on it a little bit, but Sentinels are star-studded, and a lot of their stars are, you know, underclassmen, which is absolutely great. You know, they're going to develop into the program and only get more athletic as they develop. So only good things on the way for the Sentinels in the future.
Number 10, Sophia Shalapur, the junior setter, just having a fantastic year. Freshman Ryland King, just might be the freshman of the year in the 4A Desert Sky. Number 14, Michaela Bell, super senior, outside hitter. And number 18, Elizabeth Steinkamp, the outside hitter. And Tommy Steinkamp, if you're out there, you know Joey P misses you, and you're welcome on the mic anytime. So AP, a little backstory. Tommy Steinkamp played on the baseball team, played on the football team. So anytime Tommy Steinkamp did something good, throwing out of Chris Farley, called him Tommy Boy.
Ah, there you go.
And that name stuck with him.
Yeah.
And I've got to know the Steinkamps. Very good people. They're always here, and they're very supportive of Seton Athletics. So, and that's the beautiful thing about this campus. When you're part of this campus, you're part of this athletic program, you are embraced, you're one of them, and you bleed red. And they appreciate you, and you appreciate them. And I can't thank all the good people like Greg Buchanan, Terry Licht, Jen Hutchison, and the man with the plan, Paulo Hutchison, who's always in charge of the live stream. And we got the shorter version of Freddie the Flamingo in the lower right corner. Freddie's checking it out. That must be the junior Freddie, because we've got a bigger Freddie.
Yeah, oh no, no doubt.
And that's junior Freddie before he pounds a couple burgers. Because after he pounds, you know, some calories, some big time intake, he turns into massive Freddie.
Yeah, he almost like a Hulk-like transformation. He definitely packs on the pounds.
And like he's alluded to me in the past, whatever you do, don't make Freddie mad. You wouldn't like Freddie when he's mad. So the Sentinels, once again, 14-12-2. They're 6-2 at home, 1-6 away, 7-4-2 in neutral site games. They come into this one with some momentum, a big 5-set victory over Mesquite, then knocking off Marcos in straight sets. And I think for the confidence of that team in beating Marcos, that's what you're supposed to do. Take care of business, flatten the opponent, get in, get out, and set a message for your squad moving forward.
Absolutely, and that's what it's all about, is setting a message. You know, setting a tone, sending the message, and, you know, you are who you act like you are, and you are who you play like you are. Whatever pep talk you want to try and give yourself, you're only as good as you can play. And for the Sentinels, you know, they've been playing at the absolute highest level, and they just need to continue that. Yeah.
Quoting former Cardinals coach Denny Green, the Bears are who we thought they were. So on the kills, leading the charge is Rylan Keene, 207. Caleb Bell with a $142. And I stand corrected. Elizabeth Steinkamp leads the charge, the sophomore, with 222. Service aces, Fia Fisher with 50. And you've got Emily Yaley with 28. Blocking, Maddie Bell, freshman, leading the charge with 28. And Fia Fisher with 20. So we kind of talked about that youth in the middle, and they're leading the path right in that middle blocking area. On the dig side, this is all Emily Yaley. And when you wear the libero jersey, that is your job. Your job is to serve and get your offense back in the attack mode, and she has done a great job with that with 251 digs. Next highest is Sophia Shalapur at 155, and Louise Hall at 104. Ball handling, assists, and this is all about Sophia Shalapur, the junior. It was her birthday last week, by the way, and really nice atmosphere for her, Doc, because after the game, they got her in the circle, they surrounded her and wished her a happy birthday, and her parents brought some killer cookies for everyone.
Wow.
Yeah, so on the way out, I got one, not for me, but you better believe my 15-year-old daughter pounded that like her life depended on it when I got home.
Yeah.
So Sophia, not only was it her birthday last week, she's leading the charge with 474 assists. She's as good as anyone as you'll find in 4A. Madeline Coaches has 192. Serve receive, Emily Yaley leading the charge, 349, doing a tremendous job there. And once again, it's about getting the Sentinels back on the offensive end after receiving the serve and putting them in motion to put points on the board. So tonight it really is, as we wind down, under a minute left in this one, it's really about Seton coming in with the focus, taking on a team they know they should beat, and not wasting time. Get in, get out, take care of business. For Coconino, this is their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
AP. And
go shock the world.
Yeah,
you know?
They're going to come in with a purpose. It's sort of like the Arizona Diamondbacks today. No one thought they were going to go on the road and win Game 6, and
Yeah.
Merrill Kelly does what he does. Throws scoreless innings. You got Ketel Marte, a couple RBI base knocks. Tommy Pham with a solo home run that got things going in the second inning. The bullpen does the rest, and now the Diamondbacks force a decisive Game 7 tomorrow night in Philadelphia.
Yep.
And in that one, Doc, you got to figure all the pressure's on Philly now.
Absolutely. They're on their heels right now, and Arizona definitely has a chance to shock the world.
So the referees for tonight's contest, Mark Dossie, he wanted to let me know that Dossie just exchanged the B for Bossy, and it's Dossie, so that was simple. Naomi Evanshine, which I think is a great name. And there are our referees. Of course, as we scan the crowd, we have our Seton student body just across the way as we see a look at the Coconino bench. And they're sporting pink for breast cancer awareness, and that's always a great thing to see, Doc, because in some shape or form, whether it be our immediate family or someone we know, we're all connected to that awful disease, and our hearts and prayers go out to all those people that have suffered with that disease or have been touched by that. So I think we're going to take a moment for the school prayer and the national anthem. Actually, they're naming the Coconino starting lineup right now. So they're all decked out in pink. They're ready to bring their A game, and Coconino, of course, in the high country, making the trek down. So we want to wish them a safe trek back. And I think the best thing, when we talk about the baseball playoffs, the best thing Major League Baseball did was increase the amount of playoff teams in the postseason.
Yeah.
You added the wild card round, and it made it more fun and spicy, and now it's like, look, you can't turn your back on anyone. So James Johnson, head coach of Seton since 2018. His daughter, Riley Johnson, former star, played here at Seton. John Engelbert won a state championship on the boys' side. And that was a ways back in 2016. And those are memories. Doc, did you ever win a state title back in Castile? Or
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
My team fell short my junior and senior year, deep in the postseason, but, it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah. So for John Engelbert, he's got that kind of memory for a lifetime. When he steps on this campus, all he's got to do is look up at that banner, that state champions Division II boys volleyball banner, 2016. And now we'll take a moment for the school prayer and the national anthem. And you're getting a good look at the Seton Catholic coaches, Coach James Johnson coming over to say hi to the doctor, Adam Perry, who's already beloved by everyone here. And that's the kind of charisma Dr. Perry has, because not only can he throw strikes and dot them on the corner with effective change of speeds, but he has the ability to put a smile on the grumpy, to charm the uncharmable, and come here and make Seton his second home. That is the doctor, Adam Perry, on the telecast. And Paulo Hutchison, a man of many words, a man that knows how to get it done. On the streaming side, there's no one better. He is just a force, puts up cameras everywhere, great replays. And then, of course, here at John J. McMahon Gym, as we see Freddie the Flamingo on the other side,
there he is,
on the pogo stick being helped out. You know, sometimes Freddie needs a helping hand to get him here, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes he's a little tired.
He's not too good with transportation.
You know, he's been in the pond all day, man. He's been soaking up too much sun. He's had his beak in the water, eating fish all day. He's like, I need a little help.
Yeah.
So, you know, student body coming over, giving him a lift. So we are about to get this one going. Of course, Seton in the home white and red on your screen. Coconino decked out in the road pink. They've got some size. They got some height.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, even outsizing Seton.
But also this game, where size does play an important factor, really comes down to the teamwork that's involved and really doing it from the libero to your assist, your setter, I should say, and setting up your attackers, whether on the outside or in the middle. So the referees are sorting this out. Mark Dossie talking to Caleb Bell and Rylan Keane. Mark Dossie making sure that there's enough players on the court. Doing a great job, as all the AIA officials attempt to. And, you know, referees sometimes, AP, they take a lot of grief, but they're doing the best they can. And look, the opposite, you got to think, if they're not here, you don't have referees. And that's not what you want for any athletic contest. So we are up and running. Steinkamp on the serve, fires it across. Good work by Coconino, except a momentary lapse of communication can be the breakdown of any great relationship, and that's how it starts for the Panthers. So Elizabeth Steinkamp getting Seton going in the right way. Knocks it across. Good flat serve. Coconino on that outside, and that is an attack error on the outside. Laurel Cernahouse. And it's a quick 2-0 Seton lead. Steinkamp fires it. That one deep in the back end. Good work by Coconino. Emily Yaley, back row. Steinkamp, back row attack, fires it. Coconino in that back row. Outside bump. Shalapur, Emily Yaley, right side. Michaela Bell bangs it home.
Wow. Tremendous set there by Yaley as well.
And it's a 3-0 Seton lead. So a good start. Elizabeth will fire it up. And she fires up the ace. And just like that, Seton is rolling. Getting off to a fast start, and Coconino head coach on the other side. And another point for Seton. So they've come out of the gates looking strong, and Scott Dendy, the head coach for Coconino, he might be calling for that TO here very soon. Steinkamp, back row, nails it deep. Coconino keeps it alive. Steinkamp, Shalapur setting up that left side. Rylan Keane, a little bump over. And that's an effective bump right there. And we talked about it. Rylan Keane has gotten better as the season has progressed. Maybe in the past she might have just tried to blast that one through. That time, a little dink right in the middle. And that comes with, Doc, the course of time, the experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
More PT, you're going to get better and better. And now we can check out the Seton Catholic student section. And one of the cheerleaders are jamming to Freddie the Flamingo. And now we have the big version of Freddie in the corner.
There he is.
And this is like the deluxe Freddie. This is like
That's Freddie Sr., if you will.
yeah, this is like going to In-N-Out and getting your animal style burger and fries.
Yeah.
Just everything slopped on it.
Yeah.
That's the animal style Freddie right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of monstrous proportion.
Yeah. Like I said, he's pounding a couple burgers, a couple fries, and he's probably throwing down a milkshake or two as well.
You know, Joe, I have to bring this up, man. You've been talking an awful lot about burgers and fries and milkshakes. Might you be hungry
Actually,
on this occasion?
I got to tell you, I really am
we
not.
can have Paulo, of course. You know, Paulo's always there for us.
Yeah, and so is Jen Hutchison. Actually,
Grab us some
I'm
food,
fighting a little bit.
Burgers.
I'm fighting a little bit of something. So I'm hydrating. I'm taking a lot of emergency, but
Yeah.
I would not miss this for the world.
No.
My opportunity to be here with you and call Seton.
You can't miss it.
Can't miss it. So a couple substitutions. Fia Fisher checking in. Emily Yaley about to go to work. Sentinels in total control with a 7-1 lead. Squad coming off 2 good wins, and that's right off the tape. That is that splitter that is fired right off the tape and dropped immediately right into the dirt that the Panthers could not handle. James Johnson, right to our right, standing up. Liking what he's seeing so far. And the Sentinels liking what they're doing in the middle. Combination of Michaela and Fia Fisher right there knocking it home. And a 9-1 Seton lead. Sentinels playing as if they want to go home and watch Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Yaley just firing up a nice serve. Left side attack by Coconino. Shalapur setting up the right side. Michaela tipped. And that's another Seton point. Now 10-1. The Monday night game is Brock Purdy and the 49ers taking on the Justin Jefferson-less Vikings. And you just hate that when a player of Justin Jefferson's caliber is not on the field.
Yeah.
Injured a couple weeks back, and as Ryland Keene fires another one home, and the Vikings passing offense hasn't been the same. One of the best receivers in the league on any given night. A.J. Brown, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson. All depends who they played that day. Back row, Steinkamp. And a miss hit on the back end. Service break makes it 11-2. Coconino going to the service line. Lucy Steigler, the junior. Opportunity. Nice serve. Yaley has to dig it out. Michaela fires up right side. Coconino on the back end, setting up the back row attack, and this one is out. That one knocked to Chase Field, so it's now a 12-2 Seton advantage. Michaela Bell knocks it across, and that is in your repertoire, AP. What would you consider that in your repertoire? What's that ball just dropped down?
That might have been a splitter.
Might have been the splitter.
Might have been a splitter right there. That was just disgusting. And there it is again, just sneaks over the tape. And Seton, as you mentioned, still in full control of this contest.
Now 14-2. Bell and another service ace. So Seton playing with the purpose, coming out fast and furiously, 15-2 lead. Of course, they want to get home and watch AMC and all the great horror movies that are going on this month.
Yeah.
I've made it quite clear, I love the horror genre, and that one drops in the back row. So right now, if you're Coconino, you got to try to dial it up with the communication a little bit. It seems like right now they're just out of sorts.
Yeah. Not a lot of noise coming from that side of the court, at least compared to Seton's side. And a good tap over there, right there. Some deception will earn Coconino a point and shorten the lead, now trailing 16.
Rayleigh Poulter, a little bump over. On the serve, Steinkamp back row. Shalapur setting up that middle. Fia right into that back row. Little attack by Coconino. Shalapur. Fia right in the middle. Little bump. Saw the 2 middle blockers and just knocked it right to the left. Good positioning by Shalapur, who just continues to be a force. And when she took over the starting role last year as setter, she immediately just started clicking with this team. Rylan Keene. And that's a formation error against Coconino, and right now the ladies are looking at head coach and trying to figure out exactly what transpired. Rylan Keene knows what's transpiring. Seton 7 points away from a first set victory. Coconino almost a collision in that back row. Good work by Seton, and that one is out. So the Panthers get a reprieve for a split second. Rylan Keene checking out. Addie Morris in the back row. Also in, Kylie Monks. Good to see some of the Sentinels like Monks, a senior. Addie Morris, a senior as well. Coconino, dug out by Monks. Shalapur, Steinkamp, the blaster, firing up the gas. She got the one signal and she just brought it in a big time way. 18-4, make that 19-4. Remember kids in school, they always teach it around up. Fia Fisher, right off the tape.
And Coconino almost keeps it alive, but that was a gem of a serve by Fia Fisher.
Yeah, AP, I'm not really hungry, but I am going to tell you, when I get home, I am going to pound some soup.
Good, great.
I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to get like a Hungry Man or chicken noodle, just something.
Yeah.
Hot broth. And that's a miss hit by Coconino. And Seton, 21-4. Coconino making the trek down from the high country. Fia Fisher, almost the perfect serve, and Coconino keeps it alive. The knockover. Fia back row. Shalapur. Steinkamp. Right corner, and it drops. 22-4. Seton is rolling and then some. Shalapur on that front line. And that time, that one's blasted past Addie Morris.
Coconino seeming to almost be trying to, etch their way back into this contest. Slowly as we progress through this set, they've, been winning more and more points, now up to 5.
Yaley, Shalapur, Steinkamp across the way. That back row attack by Coconino. Left attack. And that is a point for the Panthers off the tip by Seton. 22-6. AP, what is the biggest blowout game you've been a part of on the winning side?
Ooh, I've been a part of some 20-run differentials during summer ball throughout my high school days, and those are fun.
Coconino. The knockover. Yaley's there. Good job. Shalapur. Steinkamp blasting. Seton. Hey, give credit to the young ladies of Coconino. On that front line, Lucy Steigler, the junior, brought the big body. And that's a memory for her going forward.
Yeah.
And that is out. And one of my favorites is here, Sophie Morales of the basketball team. And soon enough, you'll see Sophie play, one of the most dynamic guards in the state. Can handle the ball like a champ and so unselfish, but could easily be a double-digit scorer or lead the team in scoring on certain nights.
That'll be exciting, and a miss hit from Shalapur there will give the ball right back to Coconino, who just went on a couple-point rally. Now back to service number 11 for Coconino.
23-8, Coconino firing it. And that one drops off the tip. So the referee is figuring this out as the corner line judge comes over and talks to the chair ref, and that's Naomi Evanshine. Mark Dossie, your floor ref. So Coconino does get the point. After a long discussion, we play on. On the serve for the Panthers, Addison Callahan. And a formation error against Seton. So 23-10. Callahan back on serve, trying to give Panthers some momentum, maybe for that second set. Good serve, by the way. Shalpour, Steinkamp in the middle, right in that back row. Callahan is there, setting up that left side attack. That one is blasted, and that one is way out. That one down to the footprint center. So basketball season right around the corner, AP. Are you a basketball fan?
A little bit. You know, I track the Suns here and there. I know they picked up Volleyball over the offseason. An exciting big prospect, of course. And a good volley here. And Bell comes to end it. Takes the point home, and that'll be the set.
And that's the first set victory for the Sentinels, cruising 25-10. We'll take a short timeout. More to come from John J. McMahon Gym. The doctor, Paulo Hutchison, Freddie the Flamingo, the junior size and the extra large version after a night at In-N-Out. Joey P on the call. Keep it here. So we welcome you back to John J. McMahon Gym. Sentinels took the first set in dominating fashion over Coconino, 25-10. Adam Perry, Joe Pequeno, Paulo Hutchison on the live stream. Of course, Freddie the Flamingo in the house as well. And now we're checking on the Coconino side as looks like Addison Callahan will serve this one up as Mark Dossie, the floor ref, is sorting things out. They've done a nice job in the first set. No controversy whatsoever. just hard playing volleyball, and seeing this come out really on the service side, doing a great job. A lot of service aces and coming out well. So Mark Dossi not only checking to see if Seton has enough players on the floor, but also checking to see if there's enough fans in the stands as well.
Yeah.
He's counting it down, and his ability to calculate on the fly is amazing. He was voted most likely to know how many people in a school gym his senior year at any given point. And,
yeah.
and AP, when you get that kind of...
That's a tremendous accomplishment.
Tremendous, because your eyesight's on point, your ability to calculate right down to the last number is just off the charts.
Yeah, no doubt.
The lovely Sophie Morales has checked in. Good to see you. Sophie, can't wait to see her start playing here very soon. Callahan, good serve. Fires that up, but that one is wide. And just how we started the first set. Seton immediately jumps out on top. Elizabeth Steinkamp, her mom is in the house. Her dad also in the house. And that one is dropping in front of the net. A 2-0 Seton advantage. Coconino trying to find some consistency in their play in this one. Little bump over, and
wow.
Rylan Keene right there, read it well. Coconino tried to come up from the right side with Rayleigh Poulter, but that was a size advantage that Keene knocked it right into her, and Keene dropped it. Steinkamp, back row. Coconino keeps it alive. They knock it over. Steinkamp is there in the back row. Middle of row attack. And that one drops in. Coconino showing their toughness. Laurel Cernerhouse on the point. Service break. Now an opportunity for Coconino. Ava Gray, junior libero. That's off the tape. Steinkamp hustling for it. Little bump over by City Stump, and that's knocked in the middle of the net by Hannah Tom. 3-2. Right now on the floor. Keene, Yaley, Steinkamp in the back row. Stump, Madeline Coaches, as well as Annalise Salazar. That one off the tip of the tape, kept alive by Salazar. Yaley knocks it over. Coconino setting up that right side, and that is blasted. And you can tell, Doc, that this Coconino team, they've got some athletes, they've got some talent. It just needs to be harnessed.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they have the size as well, and so far the story of tonight has just been that Seton is playing cleaner volleyball.
Knocked over. And a miscommunication by Steinkamp and Emily Yaley. And it's the Panthers grabbing their first lead of this match. Ava Gray serving it up with a purpose. 4 straight points for the Panthers. Stump. Coconino keeping it alive. That's a palm over. And a call for Seton, so we're knotted at 4. Yaley on serve. Salazar checking out. Maddie Bell now in the middle with Keene and Stump. All underclassmen. Panthers, right side. Oh, that's a good combination block. Rylan Keene.
Rylan Keene.
Just a force of nature. And a 5-4. Seton advantage. Yaley will fire it up from the back. That one almost eats up the Coconino front line player. And the Panthers could not connect on that right attack. Rayleigh Poulter had an opportunity. A 6-4 Seton lead. Yaley fires a fastball right into the heart of Laurel Cernerhouse, and Cernerhouse cannot handle it, so give Yaley the ace. And a 7-4 Seton lead. Yaley. Knocked over. Steinkamp back row. Kept alive. Keene blocked. But it's going to look like a net violation. So Seton gets the call. 8-4. Now Seton on a 4-0 run. So glad you can join us right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. And that time, Yaley with the flat serve. Knocked high and hard on that right side by Cernahouse, and Keene comes back with her own dagger, kept alive by the Panthers. Knocked over, Steinkamp back row. Good setup on that right side. And that was a beautiful set by Madeline Coaches. And Seton with another point, now leading 9-4. And this is Coach James Johnson and his team. This is exactly what you want to see. Quick, efficient, to the point.
Yep. Regained control here, and Yaley keeps it going with a wonderful serve.
And Maddie Bell, team leader in blocks, gets it done. And hopefully in that third set, we get to see one of my faves, Veronica Bracco with the killer serve.
Absolutely.
On the floor right now, Steinkamp, Yaley on serve. Madeline Coaches, Maddie Bell, Rylan Keene, Sydney Stumpf. Side out. Gives the Panthers some breathing room. Now, were you ever part of a game that looked like you guys were going to blow them out, and then it went to the last inning and you had a scrape for the victory?
Not really, but you know what happens. You definitely see it happen often, and a wonderful win right there by Sydney Stumpf on the battle at the net. And now she goes back to serve. 11-5, Sentinels lead.
Sydney Stumpf fires it up. Back row, Callahan's there. Right side. Coaches in the middle. Maddie Bell keeps it alive. Yaley, Keene, right through the trees. Coconino right side, blasted. How about Stumpf? Good set by Coaches. Coconino, their best point of the night. But they could not handle the play off the rafters. And the rafters, that is that kind of X factor in this gym.
Yeah, so, you know, home court advantage for sure. Seton is expecting it, but for visiting schools, it might be a booby trap almost. And Sydney Stumpf.
Right off the top of the tape. And a timeout. So this Seton team won their last two matches, beating Mesquite in 5 and crushing Marcos in 3, and now they're on their way to a potential 3-set victory. 25-10 the first set. They lead this one 13-5, and if you're James Johnson right now, you're instructing, but it's all right now, safe to say, Doc, it's about keeping the energy high.
Yeah,
right?
just, you know, keeping a good vibe, a good energy around the team, and, you know, they're in good spirits right now. They're on pace to, you know, repeat last set and potentially win the whole thing.
So they are high-fiving on the right-hand side. And we got some volleyball going on in the back row in the student section. And surprisingly, in this timeout, there was no Freddie. Freddie was checked out. Maybe some late-night swimming in the pond.
Yeah.
So 13-5, Seton. On serve, Sydney Stumpf. Looking to fire this up. Does just that. Kept alive in that back row. Knocked over, Stumpf. Coaches, little dump over, and that one is out of bounds. Coaches had the right idea, just a little bit too much effort in that one and pushed it just right. So coming in to serve is Laurel Cernahouse, and that one kept alive, good effort.
But it hits the foul pole, and the point will be awarded to Seton.
So yes, for all you volleyball fans out there, anytime the ball hits the foul pole, it is ruled out. Unlike baseball, where if you hit the ball down the line, you hit the foul pole, you're touching them all. Here comes Coconino. Good hustling effort. Steinkamp knocks it over. Set right side. Violation against Coconino. 15-6. Keene into that back row. Callahan fires it over. Madeline coaches Steinkamp, and how about that hustle effort? And even though they lost that point, Doc, I gotta tell you, this is one of the best efforts by Seton. We're seeing a lot of diving, hustling efforts, and you know, when you get to the postseason, that is the kind of effort you need to survive and advance.
Yeah, they're starting to turn it up as we approach the postseason, no doubt.
It's a different flow of adrenaline in the postseason. Because as the motto says, it's win or go home. So if you're not bringing your A game, you don't deserve playing time, bottom line. If you're not focused, you don't deserve to be on the court, the floor, the field, anywhere.
And here comes Veronica Bratko. We mentioned her earlier, a nasty, vicious serve.
Veronica Bratko is the heater in the bullpen. Steinkamp kept alive by Salazar. And that one falls out of bounds. Karen Self, the women's basketball coach, is here. Can't wait to see Karen and Carver Aby and the two Seton basketball squads get after it. And of course, the doctor will be here for a couple of those games before he jets off for baseball in the spring. And I just want to let you know, it's not going to be the same kind of telecast in the spring.
Joe, I think you're going to take whoever they give you up in the booth and mold them into a wonderful broadcaster.
And how about the effort by Coconino? Fortunately, they can't convert at the net. Very nice of you to say. 17-9, but looks like I will have Andrew Fury for the most part. Andrew will step in at that lead analyst role.
Yep.
Andrew, as the service ace, now makes it 18-9. Andrew will go into the lead role. You were the top analyst, and Andrew Fury was always giving that side analyst, but now he's got to step into the limelight.
Yeah.
He's got to bring the goods.
Yeah.
And you got to let him know that he's got to be ready.
I will. He'll be ready, you know. He's a great learner. He learns on the spot. He's quick, and he'll do just fine as the lead.
Fury played his high school ball at Hamilton. Coconino trying to knock it over. Steinkamp, great job. Coaches. Sydney Stumpf right into that Coconino back row. Coconino gets it over. Yaley is there. Coaches, right side. Sydney Stumpf fires it up and fires up a winner. 19-9. And Seton 6 points away from a second set victory. Karen Self of the women's basketball team was just here. That one right off the tape. Caught Coconino. Good work on that back end. Louise Hall with a great save. Right side attack. Yaley is there. Touch at the net. Yaley just knocks it off the top of the tape. But a good effort by Emily, who's played really inspired. She's a senior. As we spoke to her last time after the win against Marcos, she really said she had to learn how to play libero. You know, it's not an easy position. The ball's coming at you. You got to be able to get it up and put your team in a position. As Annalise Salazar lays down the hammer. 20-9. Or make that 20-10. On the serve, Steinkamp. Steinkamp fires it up. And Steinkamp with the Stein hammer, serving up the ace. 21-10. Steinkamp, almost the service ace. Rylan Keene, perfect position. And the Sentinels closing in. 3 points away from a second set victory, looking for their 15th win of the season. The squad has played so much better of late, really focused, harnessing in, and they have to be, because eventually at some point, AP, this team has to go on the road and play inspired volleyball, where they're only 1-6 coming into this contest.
Yeah.
And Rylan Keene, high and hard, knocks it down.
And you can't even call her a freshman anymore. No chance.
You call Rylan Keene a lethal assassin from the left side.
Yeah.
That's partially blocked at the front of the net. Coaches, right side, Cindy Stump. Coconino does a nice job. Yaley, coaches, Salazar bumps it over. Callahan that back row, right side attack. And Seton, Salazar and Keene. The law firm of Keene and Salazar. Verdict, Seton. 24-10. Set point, Steinkamp. Good serve, and that eats up Laurel Cernohouse. And the Sentinels take the second set 25-10. So Sentinels doing what they have to do. Taking the first set, 25-10. The second set, getting good efforts all the way around. Good hustling efforts as well. We'll take a short time out. The doctor, Paulo Hutchison, Freddie the Flamingo. A cast of thousands right here from John J. McMahon Gym on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. I'm not going to be, there's too many times last year. I was miserable.
I might try and work my way into the broadcasting booth if I know I'm not going to pitch it again.
Yeah?
I'll talk to Wani about it, for sure. I miss it, dude. It was fun.
Yeah.
I think it's more entertaining for me to watch the game up there talking to you than down on the field.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's nothing goes on in the dugout.
Really?
You can't really talk like that.
You don't got fun chatter going on, or kind of breaking down what you're saying? You're just too focused on the game. Yeah. They talked about that, you know, the governor, Greg Schulte, talked about the Diamondbacks just looking loose today. I mean, why? You're not favored to win, right? Come out loose. They had like 4 or 5 stolen bases. Cattell Marte tied a record for consecutive hits to start the postseason. Consecutive games.
With the hits.
Yeah. So we welcome you back to John J. McMahon Gym. We're going to the third set, where the stakes get even higher behind door number 2. And right now, Seton has looked behind door number 1. They've looked behind door number 2, and they've got the big prizes, winning both sets 25-10. So on the floor right now is the squad as everyone's jamming out to Taylor Swift. And AP, are you a Swiftie? I know there's a big charge right now with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, who's, you know, Travis Kelce, look, for me, Mahomes is the best player in the league because he is the best quarterback by far. So for me, it's not even close.
No, it's not debatable.
You know, it might be him, and Jalen Hurts is like inching his way right there, right?
Yeah.
But if you're talking about a guy who just makes an impact all the time, Travis Kelce's just a force at that tight end position.
Yeah.
He just crushed the Chargers yesterday. It's almost like they didn't have a game plan for him.
I mean, some people are regarding him as potentially the best tight end ever.
Yes. Well, when we think about great tight ends, we think of Kellen Winslow.
My number one is Gronkowski.
We
No
think
doubt.
of Gronk as well.
Antonio Gates.
And, you know, Antonio Gates, yeah. Antonio Gates had a great career with the Chargers. Gronk, such a force. And Gronk played at the U of A. And that's
He
the funny
did.
thing. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And if you've never seen Rob Gronkowski in person, and that drops in, Rob Gronkowski is an Adonis of a human being. So I covered an ASU U of A game down in Tucson. After the game, you know, I'm walking by him and his posse, and he's just like, you know, looked like he just came out of a Terminator cybergenics lab looking about to take over the planet, right?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, he did not get a look from the Cardinals in the draft. And then, so what happens? He plays with Tom Brady, and he has a pretty great career, right?
Yeah,
and then wins
pretty
the Super
great.
Bowl with the Buccaneers as well.
Yep.
Shalapur on serve, doing a nice job. Already 2-0 Seton. Knockover. Rylan Keene digging it out like a champ. Right side, Caleb Bell fires it up. Coconino playing inspired. Trying to avoid a 3-set sweep. Steinkamp across the way. Coconino. Blocked over.
Wow.
Great hustling effort by Keenan Bratko. Michaela Bell. Shalapur with a little dump. And that one drops in, and that was Coconino's best point of the night.
Absolutely. That was hard fought, and, you know, a great finisher right there. Dropped it in right in the corner.
So a service break. Rayleigh Poulter about to fire it up. And that one falls short of the net, so momentum short-lived as Seton goes back, and Emily Steinkamp going to work from the service line. And Emily is, I make that Elizabeth Steinkamp, apologize. Elizabeth is a force on that service line. And has really showed well here this evening. Bump on that back row. Coconino, Callahan. Coconino, Bratko comes up. Maddie Bell. Call goes against Coconino. 4-1. Elizabeth Steinkamp on that right side. Bumped over. Rylan Keene, Shalapur, Rylan Keene. That one knocked to Mesa. Or that might have been Queen Creek. That was a far shot on the other side. 4-2. Sentinels have already doubled up the Panthers. Of course, tomorrow night, Seton is on the road against St. Mary's. St. Mary's, we kind of talked about their situation. Their gym hasn't been ready for the majority of the season.
On the road is a very subjective term there.
So your heart feels for the Knights, the ladies, of everything. They've got a solid squad, but you know, you're playing the majority, 95% of your games on the road. I mean,
Terrible.
AP, what does that do for a team's psyche, having to try to win games on the road all the time?
Just real quick, got to pay homage to that Bratko hammer we just saw right there. It was returned by Coconino, but they just hit it out of bounds over towards Phoenix. And yeah, I mean, if you have no home court, you know, you have no home turf, I mean, you have nothing to defend. So, you know, you lose the student section aspect of it, and that's a big support right there that you're playing without. And Bratko looking good in this service run as per usual.
Splitting up that back row, right in between. Veronica Bratko is one of the best servers on this team. Young lady who has earned her time on this varsity roster, and always see the joy in her face when she's out on the court, and so good to see her getting some playing time tonight and performing at a high level. So they got St. Mary's tomorrow night on the road, downtown Phoenix. That gym is actually ready to go.
Wow.
And then Thursday, a finals. Michaela keeps it alive, and Ryland Keene, good IQ, bump over. And then Thursday, a revenge match against Arcadia, the Titans right here. And of course, we'll have the live coverage, the doctor, Paulo Hutchison, on the live stream, yours truly. Oh, and that's good effort right there by Cernahouse on the block. 9-3 and a service break. That's if physically I can make it. Literally, it's going to go get a chicken noodle soup tonight. Campbell's.
That sounds delicious.
Just some broth.
Chalapur. Salazar hits it over.
Back row attack, and that one is long. 10-3. Seton making some changes. Chalapur. Kayla Bell checking out. Maddie Coaches checking in, as well as Sydney Stumpf. Bratko, Keene also on the floor, Salazar, as well as Louise Hall. Knocked over, and that one is out. Ava Gray, the libero, try to punch it down that right side, and a little too much effort on the return. Knocked over. Set right side. And that one right into the net. A miss hit by Lucy Steigler, the junior. So this Coconino team, they only have one senior. That's Kyron Ashley. The rest are juniors, sophomores, and freshmen.
Wow.
And that one is long. So if you're thinking, if you're a Coconino fan, you're thinking, okay, we've had a long year, but we have a bulk of players returning.
Yeah.
And maybe all of a sudden, the light goes on. I mean, AP, how many times have you faced a team, one year they just weren't very competitive, but the next year they look completely different?
You know, you see it happen all the time. Castile had an event almost like that. You know, the year after I left, the new class of seniors was balling out. They won the state championship handedly. And, you know, anything can happen when you have a young group of kids that grow together. And by the time they're seniors, all that chemistry has reached its peak and it's overflowing almost. So that's when you're going to be at your best. And Seton Catholic performing exactly how we expected them to here tonight.
Madeline Coaches with the ace. 15-3. Sentinels looking for the three-set victory. Right side attack. And that does not get over. Too much forward momentum for Lucy Steigler. 16-3. Coaches fires it up. Coconino shoots that one way long. And right now, Seton in a good, comfortable place. Student body, they're loud and proud. Freddie the Flamengo, he's waving. Coconino setting up that middle attack. Tried to, and Ryland Keene says,
thank you.
Not in my house.
Yeah, thank you. Basically a set to Riley Keene right there.
Keene says, I own this zip code, and you're not welcome. 18-3. Seton 7 points away. Maddie Coaches on a nice run. And that is to the back row. And not able to hand it was Nadia Forsberg. So Seton, first to 20 in the first two sets, looking to get to 20 right here. And got to give some props to James Johnson's son. Don't know if you know this. He's actually a player in the Astros organization. Played his college ball collegiately at Pepperdine.
Wow.
And got drafted by the Astros. And
Wow.
having a nice run, working his way up through the organization. So Riley was a great athlete. Coach Johnson, his son, a tremendous athlete with a shot, right? If you're
Yeah,
in the
that's awesome.
system, it's all about walking that straight line,
Yeah.
doing what's necessary. Bratko knocked back by Louise Hall. Sydney Stumpf. Coconino right side. And that's blasted for a winner. Lucy Steigler, 19-6. Ava Gray on serve. Junior, 5-3. Good hard serve. Keene is there. Momentum took it back the other way. And a miss hit up front by Rayleigh Poulter. And Seton, once again, the first to 20, 20-6. Louise Hall checking out, checking in, Sienna Morales. 5-5, junior. And that one is right into the net. So she gives it right back, and it's going to be Steigler on serve. Steinkamp with the runner. How about Bratko hustling? Coaches. And that one just a little too long by Sydney Stumpf. And for Sydney, who is getting more playing time as the season progressed, more time she gets, she'll perfect that shot and realize at this point, as big as they are up right now, you don't need the power hit. Good block by Salazar. Coaches, Bratko, right side. Steinkamp, across the way. And a miss hit by Nadia Forsberg. 21-8. Maddie Bell, Emily Yaley. Checking in. And you know, Seton would just love to win this on serve and call it a night.
Yeah, no doubt. They've made short work of Coconino thus far.
Knocked down middle, Forsberg digs it out. Left side attack, and that one is blasted. And that one is out. So Seton rolling right now. 22-8. Closing in on their 15th victory of the year. Yaley. Coconino trying to save in that back end. Knocked over by Steigler. Coaches, Steinkamp. And Steinkamp. Just a little too much power as Salazar and Bratko check in. 22-9. Of course, you can keep it right here, and for the Seton Catholic post-game show, we'll talk to a couple players, as we always do. Morales in that back row could not handle the big-time serve by Addison Callahan. 22-10. Callahan has served well from that back row. It's a Coconino team. They got some talent. It's just about harnessing it. Morales tried to dig it out. And even though she couldn't, how great is that to see, Doc? All our teammates coming over and giving her some support.
Yeah, and you see that commonly in volleyball, and you know that's great to see, especially in such a team sport. You got to make sure everyone on your team is in high spirits.
Coaches, and that's a miss hit on the set. Trying to work it back the other way to Steinkamp. 22-12. Coach Johnson on his feet on that right side. He just wants to be done for the night. And that one right into the net, and Seton draws closer. Michaela Bell and Sophia Shalapur checking back in. Maddie Coaches, Sydney Stump checking out. This Seton team, as of now, they're in. No playoff game or play-in game, I should say, needed. Of course, as we know more information, we'll dial it up, but next two matches. Now is set and match point. Shalapur on serve can win it. Sophia, the flat serve. Blocked at the net. Coconino trying to keep it alive. Bumped over, Shalapur's there. Bratko, right side. Fired up by Michaela Bell, and that does it. Michaela Bell rings it, and the Sentinels do it in style. In 3 sets. 25-10, 25-10, and 25-12. They pick up their 15th win of the season. Now 15, 12, and 2 overall, and tomorrow they're back in league play on the road at St. Mary's, followed by a Thursday match against Arcadia. And Doc, there was so much to like about Seton tonight. What stood out for you?
Honestly, just the way their game was so complete. I mean, they outplayed Coconino in every single aspect here tonight. Cleanliness, service, digs, blocks. I mean, I believe Coconino was just outclassed here tonight, and Seton came in and did exactly what they had to do.
So Seton's going to talk some things over real quick, and we'll take a short timeout. Doc, always a pleasure to have you on the telecast. I'm going to give him a little
Thank you very
bump.
much, Joey P.
We will see him Thursday. That is the doctor, Adam Perry, the future anesthesiologist of the Stars and baseball pitcher for Chandler Gilbert. You can see Adam throw for the Coyotes this spring. Squad went deep into the postseason last year, losing in the Region 1 Division II finals to Glendale. But they feel they've got the tools and the talent to go even farther this year and maybe make it to Enid, Oklahoma, the site of the Division II World Series. So we'll take a short time out as Coach Johnson's talking to his team. I'm sure it's all positive, and of course, some things to work on as well. Can never be satisfied. Keep it here. More to come from John J. McMahon Gym in just a moment. Pressure here, but you have to be better than your sister. Okay. Just like And we welcome you back to John J. McMahon Gym, where the Sentinels do it in style with a 3-set victory over Coconino, here with star freshman Maddie Bell. Maddie, there was no letdown, and this is one of those games you could easily look at a team's record and be like, come out a little flat and a little complacent. You guys didn't do that. Talk about the effort and the focus by this team tonight.
Sometimes we have an issue, I think, focusing, but tonight we did really well, and we really didn't let up at all. We used it as a way to get better instead of just a win that was easier.
So the team has a little bit of momentum. They've won now 3 in a row. And let's talk about you and your counterpart in the middle, and that's Fia Fisher, 2 young centerpieces of this team. How has the freshman year treated you? You lead the team in blocks. You're following your sister's footsteps, playing well. How's your first year here at Seton going?
It's pretty good. I think I've gotten a lot better than from the beginning, and I think it'll really help me in the future.
Is it one of those things, Maddie, you just have to like have the confidence and just go and get it?
Yeah.
Just be aggressive and say, look, I'm not a freshman. I'm better than this. I just got to go play my game, right? Okay, so tomorrow, the winning streak is now at 3. You go and face St. Mary's. Last time you beat them here at St. Mary's, you got to feel sorry for that team, right? They haven't had a gym to play in for most of the season. So they're going to be motivated. So I want to get your thoughts of going there, trying to get a victory, and then, of course, coming back Thursday and taking on an Arcadia team that you guys are looking for some payback against.
So I think as long as we come out very strong, and we will make mistakes because everyone makes mistakes, but as long as we correct them and do as best as we can, then I think we'll be okay. And on Arcadia, it's senior night, so I think we'll have a lot of seniors playing.
Yeah.
And it'll be very fun. But
yeah, last I checked, your sister is a senior. I mean,
yes.
Have you kind of talked to her about what the emotions are going to be like for her on Thursday?
Yeah. I think she's a little bit sad to leave, but I think she's excited for her future.
Yeah, and no question, whatever she does, it's going to be a bright future for her. And for you personally, look, Halloween's right around the corner. I love Halloween. I'm a big fan. Do you love Halloween? And if you do, what are you going as this year? Or if you're not going, are you giving candy out to the kids?
I do like Halloween. I love candy, but I think we might have a game on Halloween this year, so. But our Friday game is our homecoming game, and it will be Halloween costumes, but I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to wear yet.
You're still kind of undecided.
Yes.
Okay, so that is Maddie Bell, the force in the middle, the freshman force. Once again, in a good match for Miss Bell as Seton wins in 3 sets. The winning streak is now at 3. Keep it locked and loaded right here. More to come from John J. McMahon Gym on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. And we welcome you back to John J. McMahon Gym. I'm joined by Madeline Coaches. And Madeline, great victory tonight for the team. The winning streak now at 3.
Yeah.
Talk about building some momentum as you get to the latter part of this season and heading toward the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think we've done a good job recently of staying focused throughout the whole last week or so. It's hard to come back off of a week off, so I'm proud of the team for staying focused even when we're missing players, and yeah, keep the grind going.
Yeah, so before we look at Thursday's match, as we see James Johnson right in the top spot. Coach, you can wave. We want to wave at the camera, Coach, real quick. So now Coach is just moving out of the way. That's okay. Hey, that's how we roll here at Seton Catholic. We don't get flustered. We just roll with the punches.
There you go.
150% full throttle, under control at all times. That being said, Thursday night, let's talk about some of the emotions you'll be going through.
Yeah.
Your senior night. Talk about what playing for the Sentinels has meant to you and being a Sentinel has meant throughout your career.
Yeah, definitely sad. I've had a lot. Both my parents work here, so I've kind of grown up my whole life around here. I had a cousin graduate, aunts, uncles, so definitely going to be sad leaving. I've got a lot of little cousins and siblings and stuff in the program, so going to be sad leaving them, not being able to see them every day at volleyball. So hoping for a good game, even if we don't win. Fight with the team and play for each other, and we'll see what happens.
But first, I've got St. Mary's tomorrow night. Your
Yes.
thoughts of going there? You beat them here handedly.
Yeah.
You know, this is a team that has been a team without a gym to play at for most of the season, so you
Yep.
know they're going to be excited. Your thoughts of going there and getting another Desert Sky victory and running the winning streak to 4?
Yeah, that'll be great. I really hope we can keep the focus from today, keep the energy and the steadiness, and we'll just keep going, cruise on through. So.
Okay, before I let you go, Halloween is right around the corner. I'm a big Halloween guy.
Yeah.
I watch horror movies all the time. I'm going to dress up. I'm going to give candy to the kids. Does Maddie Coaches like Halloween? If you do, what are you going as this year?
I do. I love Halloween. We actually have a playoff game this Halloween, but Friday we have a homecoming game, and I'm going as Aurora. So, yeah.
Aurora from?
Yeah, the Disney princess.
Oh, okay.
Sleeping Beauty. Yeah.
Got it. So are this some of your fan base right here?
Yeah.
They can jump in if they want.
You want to say hi, Joe?
Yeah. And who's this young lady?
This is my cousin, Joey.
Hi, Joey. How are you? My name's Joe. Joey and Joe. You want to give me a little elbow dab? So are you going to be playing volleyball for Seton one day? Maybe. Maybe. You're going to grow a little bit more for me, though, aren't you? Yes. Are you getting excited about Halloween? Yes. So that is Madeline Coaches. This is her lovely little cousin, Joey, wrapped around her side. It's all about love and affection here at Seton. We don't get flustered when coaches get in the shot. We don't get flustered when people want to come up and join us on the shot. Keep it locked, keep it loaded. More from Seton Catholic right here on the John J. McMahon Gym and right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network.
Sorry.
It's okay. Is that your little sister?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So we welcome you back to John J. McMahon Gym. I'm joined by Louise Hall and Joey Hall. And Joey is that X factor on this Seton Catholic volleyball team. You haven't seen her throughout the season, but at some point she's going to be unleashed during the postseason. And telling me, looking by her height, there's no question she's an outside hitter.
Oh, you know it. Maybe even a middle blocker.
So Joey's just come in and joining us. And Louise, for you personally, the team now has run the winning streak to 3 games. You guys are playing really good volleyball at just the right time. Your thoughts of how well you're playing?
I think we're doing really good. I think we're really coming together as a team. Really good.
Yeah. And now you getting ready for Thursday. What are the emotions going to be like for you?
That will be an exciting game. I'll be so sad, though, because the seniors are leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's that like? You've seen a couple of senior nights, and you know you're only a junior, but you've seen the fellow seniors. What kind of emotions can we expect from the seniors on that night?
Definitely crying. There's so many, so like there's so many relationships there with all the seniors, so it'll be really sad.
So you got St. Mary's tomorrow. This is a team without a gym. Thoughts of going there and trying to pick up another victory and run that winning streak to 4?
Yeah, I hope we just do our best and play like we've been playing these past 3 games.
Okay. Before I let you go, I'm a big Halloween guy. I'm wondering, do you enjoy Halloween? And if you do, what are you going as this Halloween?
Oh, I'm Black Cat, like from Spider-Man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Halloween.
That's Felicia Hardy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know why I know that?
Why?
Huge Spider-Man comic book collection.
I know. I saw your Spider-Man costume.
Huge, huge. I actually, true story. I look for good deals on eBay all the time. And my wife just dreads it because it just eats up more and more space. But I'm going to be like that 70-year-old guy who's going to be selling comic books just for fun back in the day. Needless to say, I digress. And, you know, great effort by the team. And, you know, always a pleasure. And we'll see you on Thursday.
Yep. See you there.
That is Louise Hall. We'll wrap this up from Seton Catholic in just a moment. Thank you. So we're going to wrap this up right here. So Seton comes out with a vengeance, taking care of business, winning in 3 sets. The record is now 15-12-2. They're on the road, taking on St. Mary's tomorrow before senior night on Thursday, taking on Arcadia right here. Of course, we'll have the live pregame coverage, courtesy of Paulo Hutchison, the live stream. The doctor, Adam Perry, will join me, and we'll break it down as Arcadia, a team that is really playing well, a force in the desert sky, and Seton's going to have to be on its A game if they're looking to get another victory and try to improve their playoff seeding. Of course, we appreciate you dialing us up right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network for all the great people like Athletic Director Greg Buchanan, Assistant AD Terry Look, Jen Hutchison in the Athletic Department, Paulo Hutchison, the man with the plan. Of course, Freddie the Flamingo. Freddie, where are you? We don't have Freddie tonight because once again, he's floating in the pond, eating some fish, and basking in his featherness, whatever that means. Once again, good night for the Sentinels. They win in 3. Thank you for joining us. I'm Joe Coconino.